I can be off color, but you cannot. Hi, this is Kimberly. I'm so glad you're here today. If you're new, where the hell have you been? I am so pleased you finally found me. Today, I'm talking about the interview of a couple of gossips, Jeremy and Jennifer Lindstrom, from the Chris Pinhead jailbird stupid-ass Watts case. This presentation is not the actual interview. That's in the next video that will be linked, if I remember, on the end screen of this video, and also a link is graciously provided in the printed commentary directly below this digitally made recording, reproduced for the broadcasting of the aforementioned program. Side effects of watching and listening to today's video include severe blisters and peeling skin, blisters around the mouth, red painful palms and feet, shooting pain, numbness and tingling, a painful permanent erection, unusual urges for sex and gambling, nightmares, vivid dreams, vanishing fingerprints, midnight munchies, hallucinations, and blue urine. Therefore, there's no need to announce in the comment section, "There's nothing to see here. This is not the actual video. She's just yakking and running her mouth." There, I've said it for you. If you've found yourself in the incorrect video, please exit now. I'm mixing in the infamous Lindstrom interview where the whole family was present, including the panting dog, and you can imagine the crumbs mixed in with an array of half-broken toys with missing pieces decorating the open floor plan home, with a giant television screen blaring on the wall.
Hey, let's hear it, baby. Oh, man.
I'm mixing in the infamous Lindstrom interview with the book series that I have been taking a painstakingly long time to brush and polish up and get out to you. I'm sorry about that shit. The name of the book I am attempting to re-review is entitled My Daddy is a Big Fat Blubbery Festering 1 Foot in the Grave Decaying Zero by Lena Derhally, psychotherapist and author of the best-selling book My Daddy is a Hero, How Chris Watts Went from Family Man to Family Killer. Miss Lena Derhally has a whole bunch of fancy initials that come after her name, 'cause she's all smart and stuff and has roughly 12 separate college and beyond degrees and certifications and such. And shit. She's an overachiever. And just as Lauren was a prominent part of Chapter 3, the Lindstroms were a prominent part of Chapter 4, I think. I don't quite remember. I've been gone so long that I have that milk of amnesia thing. But I believe I wanted to do the Lindstrom interview because weeks ago when I was on Chapter 4, we were talking about Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. That's the day they did their interview with CBI. They were quite eager, too. Hey, look, shit's gone crazy here, and there is drama. There's nothing I want more than to lose myself in my YouTube channel, become a van lifer, leave home and travel the country where no one knows where I am, and forget all of this damn mess at home. But I can't. I'm a mom, a wife, a granny. We have one of our grandladies living here with us, a 10-year-old 4th grader, and I'm suddenly doing elementary school projects again, and I have a new granddaughter about to be born that has a very, very serious medical condition. She may very well require emergency surgery upon being delivered by C-section, as was just decided yesterday. Well, it was yesterday when I first recorded this. It's been over a week now. This is how fast time is getting away from me and taking me from my channel. And she may very well be disabled when she's born. We don't know. There's a lot we don't know yet. Please hang in there with me. In addition, due to COVID stuff and extremely strict rules at the best labor and delivery hospital in Georgia, thank God, only one person is allowed to be present with the expectant mother. Not one at a time, mind you, but one person the entire time. And now my youngest daughter has to go once a week to be checked out at the hospital until they decide it's a good time to do the C-section. Not quite far along enough yet. A lot more tests she has to go through. And they're already talking about transferring the baby to a specialized children's hospital upon birth. We don't know. And I am the chosen one. I've been extremely busy as of late, and I will continue to be for the foreseeable future. And I don't know how long this is going to carry on. I'm thinking at least several years, if we're going on past experience. I'm not kidding. Thank you to those partaking in my older videos. I have several videos very close to be posted. It's just not done and won't make any damn sense when I can post it now. It'll be wasted work. But you know I don't waste anything. I'll just recycle it somehow. But there's some good shit that's just dying to pop out of me to post on my channel for you guys. Now, as our beloved Pitmull would say, now, this video is not the actual interview of the Lindstroms. I'm just talking about it, y'all. Like, it went off like a damn shitcom. I am doing this as an intro first, just as I did with the Lauren Arnold debriefing. So, instead of being rude or off color in the comments, just skip the damn video and go to the interview one. I'm posting these together at the same time. If you don't like this one, go to the next. Vice versa. So, y'all, remember now, my feelings are delicate. Like a desert rose I am. I can be off color, but you cannot. Remember my rules. I've only made 2, so it's not all complicated and shit. Don't tell me what to do, and don't be a fucking dickhead. Now, so, this was Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. The day that the Lindstroms did their interview in front of their small child who was making too much noise and constantly interrupting.
Hello. Can you come to your other birthday?
I believe they had another 4-year-old son as well. And that damn dog needed a nail trim and was tap-tapping across the floor. Its collar was jangling. The dog was barking when they first got there.
He's just a big puppy and he jumps a lot.
Rivaling Dieter's frantic bark, poor thing, and the dog that searched the basement. What the fuck went on down there? The Lindstrom dog was panting, which gave me... I didn't like it. And the dog was close enough. It was too close if you can hear the panting, clearly. I cut out most of that shit. Could they have not quickly asked a neighbor to care for their child or the 2 young boys for an hour? Don't tell me they don't know anyone in the neighborhood. They are quite the chatty Cathys. I'm sure they knew every damn body up and down the street and all around. Now, I went into this project with an open mind. No, I didn't, really. My mind had already been tarnished by people saying for 3 straight years that the Lindstrom couple badmouthed Shanann. And at first I thought, no, they didn't. They seemed very pleasant and concerned and caring about Shanann. Well, that was bullshit till they got comfortable. And as I listened to it, I found that I really had to work with this audio for quite some time to get it just right to bring forth the slapdash horse shit they were spewing. I mean, the talking and lower the background bullshit and then manually go through it bit by painstaking bit to remove fucking barking and screaming and squealing and the careening and hurtling of toys and that vulgar snot-nosed brat. And that, I mean, the rowdy young child.
Why?
There were parts you could not hear what they were saying due to the incessant dog barking at the beginning. You know, a well-trained dog will quit yapping the second you let them know there is no danger and to just shush. Stand down, damn it. You know, stop talking, tell them. that you're okay with this unknown person. It's okay for them to be in the house. Look at me. I'm calm and I'm inviting them in. They can be taught to stand down, you know. In this audio interview, it had all the kinds of noises that just annoy the piss out of me.
Whoa, that was scary.
The television blaring. I could imagine supper boiling over on the greasy stove. A kid still hyped up on an overload of birthday party sugar. The Lindstroms came across as overexcited and overeager, gossiping busybodies. And when the child interrupted, they just talked over him. And would you not turn the television off, or at least mute the damn thing? Mr. and Mrs. Lindstrom started chattering and talking over one another. They were dropping like bombs all over the place. Jeremy's wife just sits back and agrees with everything he says. Yeah, she says.
Yeah.
That's her job. Every time after Jeremy makes a statement, Jennifer says, yeah. During much of the interview, Caden Lindstrom was still celebrating his 5th birthday. Among the very unique sonic, acoustical, and ear-piercing noises he could make with his mouth, Caden was dropping a Tonka truck down the stairs, over and over again. That's why there's bits that sound choppy of this interview. Caden just delights his mother to no end. She just laughs and laughs when he is, annoying. Bothersome. Causing a minor irritation. Being a fucking nuisance.
Shh. Kristen.
Good God Almighty, son. It sounded like a fucking Tonka truck was repeatedly tumbling down the damn stairs. One of those old-fashioned metal Tonka truck things that they're not allowed to make anymore because they're dangerous. Have you ever had someone run into your shin with one of those things? I remember getting lots of hand cuts and bruises and scrapes in the neighbor's sandbox that the cats would shit in. They thought it was a big litter box, like, what are you doing in our litter box? All throughout the interview, the TV is roaring in the background. That's fine. I took care of that shit. Furthermore, I cut out the part where Caden was crying. Because, that shit went on for a good 2 minutes, and it was getting on my last nerve. And I had to sit through this bullshit in case they badmouthed Shanann again. Every time someone asked if he was okay, he got louder. And they just kept it going, and I just can't with crying, especially when it's fake. It infiltrates my heartstrings because I'm all empathic and shit. You know that damn pitter-patter of little feet people are always talking about? They make it sound so endearing and shit, and the sound of young children in one's home. No, it's annoying as fuck. It's not cute and adorable. The damn brat, that young lad was all up in the mic at times, and no one stopped him. Kept offering the agents leftover cake that he had stuck his grubby little fingers in, the frosting and shit. I would like to say that I have patience with young children, but I don't. Only with my own. They naturally can do no wrong. So this Lindstrom interview got on my nerves so damn badly when it first came out, I couldn't finish listening to it. It all comes back to me now. I believe I threw up my hands when Caden went into hysterics and had a fucking hissy fit tantrum 'cause he had busted his lip or something, I don't know, did something to himself by galloping wildly in the house, like continually for an hour. I mean, he had a little bit of a meltdown, and he had harmed his little self by playing in an unrestrained manner, and he had a bit of a outburst fit of temper as a result, and, well, it was at that point a couple of years ago that I quietly checked out. I never listened to the full interview originally because I found the whole thing to be so off-putting. Since I never listened to the entire thing, or maybe I've forgotten certain elements because it's been so long. For instance, that poor Dieter had made a run for it when McKenna left. That poor thing, he was like, "Can I come with you until my mommy gets home?" That doggy knew some shit was up or about to go down. So did Bella. She couldn't sleep, and Dieter tried to run away from home. He knew that Mr. Meaners was gonna lock his little wet nose up in that crate he had spent so much time in over the summer. He ran just as fast into the dark as those little Dotson legs would carry him. I just love Dieter's tenacity. Did y'all notice in that Officer James video where Pinhead had to go in first to get Dieter because he was barking and he's like he's gonna flip out? And then he threw him out the back door, just picked him up and dropped him. Opened the door, dropped him out, shut the door and closed the curtain. I'm like, you damn rude son of a bitch. And even though his back was to the camera, I could sense that little doggy's apprehension. I mean, there was a lot going on, and he had just been picked up by a quadruple murderer. Can you imagine? You know he was all confused as shit, and as to why Mommy had been gone so much, and as I said earlier, I'm all empathic and shit. I have a deep comprehension of others' states of being. When I was with my daughter at the hospital, for instance, the one that's about to give birth to my 4th grandlady, I felt like I wanted to shit and throw up all at the same time. My older daughter is an empath as well. She started her period 'cause of all this shit. Y'all know her as Anonymous in the comments. She chats it up with y'all sometimes. When McKenna was in the background talking, she was much louder than when I was actually trying to capture her words. Typical teenager. Like her mother, I kept amplifying and amplifying the sound. Then it would have a particular auditory effect of being all distorted and shit. Why, oh why, did I start this damn project? I get myself into these pickles all the fucking time. I've never done one of these cleaning up the audio bullshit things that I do where people are talking over one another. It was one person talks and another one, like NK, she would stall. She didn't talk over. She barely wanted to answer. A different thing though, but even McKenna was talking at the top of her lungs in the background. Not when I'm trying to capture it, but in the background about asking that cute little lad if he wanted a snack or something. And I had to painstakingly attempt to isolate as much of that shit as I could so I could delete it, so you could hear words. I don't know why I do this. I'm not like a auditory specialist, or what the hell would I be called besides Kimberly and Princess and I would isolate this background bullshit so I could delete it and then words would come out, but sometimes it just all chopped the fuck up, and I really wanted to more clearly understand what the fuck Jeremy was running his mouth about. He got wound up. His motor just kept going wide open there for the last half. There were a few instances it was difficult to tell if it was the droning TV in the background or someone mumbling. So after fucking around with it a while, I just deleted shit I couldn't make heads nor tails of, okay? You can't understand that damn garbage anyway, so cut that shit out. Cut it out, Remember when Dickie said, so I cut him out of my life. Okay, look. I cut out the part where McKenna gave her parents a lesson on how to use Snapchat and Instagram. It didn't seem to have anything to do with anything. I said, Self, it has nothing to do with this part of the case we are studying. I also cut out when the cute little boy gave the agent a piece of imaginary birthday cake and insisted he eat it, like right now. The agent wanted to save it for later, but the little boy was having none of that. Jennifer and Jeremy just laughed and laughed at his unending cuteness. Couldn't hear shit anyway because of, what was his name? Caden. That's what the hell it is. I was thinking Kean or... You know what? Just fuck off about that. Not you. Look, I just got back from out of town. I started this before I left. I've had one interruption after another and been trying to do just this little bit for more than a week and a half. But probably, I don't even want to count. Doesn't matter now, does it? So then I wasted even more time because I had to add all that shit back in because then they started talking about Shanann again. That sounds like shenanigans. And Jennifer takes this opportunity to submit McKenna's application to the CBI, talking about she wants to be an agent and shit. This is not the time nor the place, for God's sakes. For fuck's sake. You know, why does no one really seem to be upset that Shanann and the girls are missing? Most notably, after they found out not only were they missing, but they were dead. Even the family, I wouldn't be able to breathe, much less give a coherent fucking interview and sitting there yucking it up with the agents. What is this horse shit? I don't get it. This case is so damn peculiar. This bullshit kept running through my mind. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Because... if you don't eat your meat... Never mind, I can't play that. I'll get in trouble. Caden kept insisting about the goddamn the flippin' cake. So everybody in that house was assing around, as my father used to say. I mean, for fuck's sake, the CBI shows up at your house. I would take this seriously. Jeremy acted like they had dropped by for some beer and nachos. And a particularly difficult part of this task was trying to get the volume even. I've mentioned this before. I'd amplify certain parts and then have to lower it and just try to do one of those automated things and it would fuck it all up. So it was better if I did it bit by painful bit. You know what? Don't even complain about the volume. Just go ahead and delete yourself or unsubscribe if you're going to do that. And this turned out to be, and every content creator knows what I'm talking about. This turned out to be, you know what? No matter how bad this video sucks, I'm posting it because I spent way too much time on it. You been there, right? I know. Can't hit a fucking home run every time. Land sakes alive. I made myself have a flare over this shit. Raise the volume. Raise it again. Lower it. Triple the volume. Double that. Let's half it now. And so on and so forth and what have you. One thing I noticed, though, when Jeremy got to badmouthing Shanann, I no longer had to keep raising the volume. He was clear, articulate, and an engaging conversationalist. He was quite vocal at that point. A nice, clear, even tone. Yes, all that speaking ill of, talking shit, talking smack, talking trash, chatting, babbling, discussing, and dissecting Shanann. Obviously slamming things on the table for emphasis right where the recording device was placed. That was really unnecessary, Mr. Lindstrom. Tried to chop some of that out. They just could not badmouth Shanann enough, it seemed. I can see why she was not their type of person. She was different. They seemed to prefer the company of that damn chowderhead for some reason. That's fine. Granted, she had poise and class and knew how to behave in a business and social situations and important type meetings. It just wasn't their thing, and that is perfectly fine, isn't it? Have y'all noticed how inoffensive I have been today? So people with class, they don't let you know that you're ignorant. Not their cup of tea. They just do it behind the scenes or whatever. My door keeps shutting and shit. That's making me nervous. I have a window open. I hope it's that. Mom, if that is you, I swear to God, I saw my mother today at the dentist office, and she's been dead for 7 years now. But anyway, I can only imagine Jeremy and Jennifer's conversations with one another when they are alone, discussing Shanann, constantly peeking out the window. Oh, look, the news media is here. I think I'll go outside and make myself available for an impromptu interview. And Jeremy says at one point, if I had to guess, she's somewhere. Well, holy shit, you think, Mr. Lindstrom? Jeremy's a fucking genius. He even suggested she was being quite vindictive and wanted to cause a quote-unquote big ordeal. The agent says, well, is this something you think she would do to get attention? And Jeremy's like, oh, yeah. And then, of course, Jennifer is, yeah. She always, backed him up and just reiterated. Yeah. My favorite quote was, but where would she go be stupid? Okay, enough said about that. Mr. Lindstrom comes across as if he's been talking to Fathead's parents with some of the shit was coming out of his mouth. Well, I wouldn't put it past her to just up and take off. Does that sound familiar? What is this taking off bullshit? Horse shit malarkey. Papa Ronnie was sitting in the police station on the same day at the same time going, well, I think she just up and took off, run off. Chris won't harm a fly, everybody says. And Jeremy's like, but I don't know if her OCD pushed him. So we're back to it's Shanann's fault again that she's missing and wound up dead, that she allowed Chris to kill her and the children. And he's like, well, who knows if she didn't come home and say, the baby's not yours. Where is this fucking bullshit being pulled from the air? Come on, for God's sakes. The Lindstroms are pointing out, or Jeremy is pointing out, he does not think Fuckface did anything to cause their disappearance. However, if he did, it's a direct result of something Shanann said or did. Maybe he didn't clean the basement, That's another quote from Jeremy. Listen to your dumbass self. Who the fuck takes off? Just up and run off? 'Cause he didn't clean the basement, and I'm going to leave all my shit here and all the stuff for the kids. I'm going to make it all dramatic and shit, and the FBI will come out 'cause he did not clean the basement. Go fuck yourself. But it's damn for sure that she caused him to go nuts, right? Am I right? And he said, well, maybe she said, I'm just going to leave all my stuff behind just to get in his head. I mean, he has this all figured out for the agents. And he's like, your name is Shanann, dude. That's what your parents named you. You can be whoever and whatever the fuck you want. You can pronounce your name however you want. You can identify as whatever you want. I am a fucking paperclip. And how come Jeremy was able to call his young children monsters, which he did in this video, listen for it, but Shanann has caught all kinds of hell for it? Does Jeremy sell cars? I'm just curious, because he seems to be a car salesman. One of those that really loves his job, and he just will chew your goddamn, your flippin' ear off. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to break that habit. But I wonder how Jeremy feels now knowing that strangling a female, choking her, and watching the life drain out of her was tremendously empowering to Chris Fuckface Watts, after having spent his childhood being submissive to a controlling mother who blamed Shanann for letting Pinhead murder her and the children. Listen, I'm not going to keep sugarcoating this bullshit, okay? I've got to run now. This has been a crazy as hell last few weeks. I ran out of one of my medicines and I had a horrible crying meltdown and a horrible flare. I'm back on it now, and, I had to chew out one of my doctors really bad, and that wore me out. I run off, and speaking of running out of patience, I run out of fucks and money. But without further ado, we will now join the interview of Jeremy and Jennifer, and let's not forget Caden Lindstrom, surrounded by leftover birthday cake and Tonka trucks, in the dining room of their residence in Erie, Colorado, and was audio recorded by the CBI agent. The Lindstroms, proclaimed themselves to be friends of, and Jeremy was a former co-worker of both Shithead and his lovely wife Shanann when they all worked at Longmont Board together. This interview was conducted by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation agent Matthew Saylor and CBI agent 𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐾𝐫. 𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐾𝐫 also interviewed their daughter McKenna Lindstrom in another room, as she was a minor at the time. So, following this video will be a video of my edited version of the recording with non-essential noises, throat clearing, and silent breaks removed. I am so very grateful for your time. Please put your trays in the upright position. If you've made it this far, God bless you. Keep sharing the love. And please feel free to drop a comment that I will probably not read for 6 months or so, and so very sorry for that, but those that know me know that it's not that I'm a procrastinator. I can't keep up. So just remember, we all need love every day. Even the asshole you run across in public. I love doing that, just being all courteous and sweet and smiling and crack a little joke that always catches them off guard. I love that. And I love you too. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.